Yes, so this is called an improper fraction. How do you know that that's an improper fraction? Because what? Yes. The numerator is larger than the denominator, so it's improper. Yes. So we want to turn this into a mixed fraction. So, does anyone remember how to do this? I want to turn this improper fraction into a mixed fraction. So we have to figure out how many times does the denominator go into the numerator. How many times does 4 go into 11? 2 times. With how many left over? What's 4 times 2? 4 times 2 is, and 8 plus what gives you 11? So what's the denominator?
4.
4. It does not change. Okay? So 11 over 4 is equal to 2 3/4. I'll let you try one on your own. I'm going to give you another example. So the steps are here. You leave the denominator the same. So how many times does 6 go into 17? Raise your hand. Yep. 2 times. So what's 6 times 2? 12. How many more do I need to get to 17?
5.
Do I change the denominator?
No.
That's it. 2 and 5, 6. How would we turn an improper fraction, a mixed number, into an improper fraction? Flip the page. I want to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. Does anyone remember how to do this? We multiply the denominator by the whole number. Good. I'm just putting little symbols there for you. What's 5 times 7? 35, and then what do I do with this? Add. What's 35 plus 2? 37. Does the denominator change?
No.
That's it. Simple. How would I add these fractions together? I have 1 over 2 plus 1 2/3. So a half plus 1 2/3. When you're adding fractions, we need to have a common denominator. Okay? So my denominators are 2 and 3. I can't add these together. What's a common denominator? What can I multiply this by and multiply this by? That will give you the same answer. The denominator would be 6. Good. This denominator would be 6. So 2 times what gave me 6?
3.
Okay? If I multiply the denominator by 3, what do I have to do to the numerator? Same thing. Right? Do you guys remember this? So 3, sorry, we have a 1 here. 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now, it would be helpful to turn this into an improper fraction. It's easier to add it together. You don't have to, though. So I have 3, 6 plus, what's 6 times 1? 6 plus 4. Now can you add those together? When you add fractions, you only add the numerators. The denominator stays. Okay, what's 10 plus 3? Now that's not an acceptable answer because that's an improper fraction. I want you to take this and I want you to turn it into a mixed number. So how many times does 6 go into 13?
2.
6 times 2 is? With how many left over? 1 over 6. So this is the final answer. Does anyone remember how to multiply fractions? It's straightforward. You multiply the numerator times the numerator. What's 7 times 3?
21.
And then you multiply the denominator times the denominator. 2 times 4 is? That's it. Put that in lowest terms though. Okay, simplify it, turn it into a mixed number. How many times does 8 go into 21? Twice, good. 8 times 2 is 16. How many more to get to 21? 5 over 8. Okay, division is very similar. So to divide fractions, all you do is turn it into multiplication and multiply it by the reciprocal. Do you guys remember this? So you take the second fraction and you flip it. So instead of writing 1 over 2 times 7 over 4, I would write 4 over 7, and then we're doing exactly what we just did. Multiply the numerators. 1 times 4 is 4. Multiply the denominators. 2 times 7 is 14. We can put that in lowest terms. Both of these can be divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. That's in lowest terms, okay?